So you just got to find ways to like figure out how to curb that shit before it becomes a decision. Like the one thing that I learned for sure was don't rely on discipline. You're gonna fuck it up. Like I've never been I think discipline is just like overrated as fuck. I think what's better is make it so easy to do the right thing that you feel stupid for not. Like make it so easy to make the choice you want to make in advance. Like when you're in a good space for doing it, like, oh, I just ate all my tacos and now I'm feeling like, oh, why did I do that? All right, well, I should go like meal prep some shit. So it's like so easy to just eat the right food that it's almost like my laziness wins out over my desire to do the bad thing.
Right. Tyler Is Groce, a podcast where me, a comedian, talks to his successful friends about life and love and growth and success and how to improve and self-improvement, also that I can just crush them. Because how are you supposed to beat your friends if you don't know what they're doing? So that's what I'm trying to do. And we got a great one for you today. It's my best friend. It's literally my best friend for 10 years, Hank deVilleneuve. He's not in the arts. He's just a guy who's been a great friend to me for so long. And we just recorded a podcast because I was over at his house and we were chilling, and I was like, he's a funny, interesting dude. And I'm like, yeah, let's talk about what's going on in your life and what you've been up to. And he did not disappoint, man. He's talking about his weight loss journey. He's talking about fitness, talking about, he's married, owns his own house, on the precipice of children, and we get into all of that, just about what his thoughts are in general about it, and more importantly, how does that affect me in our friendship? So we get into all of that. Listen, thank you so much for listening, watching, however you do it. Anything you got to help me out, I would appreciate it. You right now listening, like it, subscribe it if you're on YouTube, do a comment, anything at all. What's the favorite thing you heard from this? If you're listening, just do 5-star it, review it, like it, follow it. I don't know what it is on the apps, but on the podcast app, but just help a brother out. It goes a long way, and just regardless, I appreciate you just for listening. It's my best friend. I hope you love him, because I really love this man, and I love this family that he is in and is creating, and it was just a great time talking to him. I got a website, Tyler Is Groce. You can see all my show dates, it has all my TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. If you want to see me, it's on the website. You can find it, links to it. Instagram, TJ Groce, GROCE. And yeah, just keep enjoying, keep hanging out. Love to see you again. But y'all have a great time with this podcast. Hank deVilleneuve, man. Enjoy. You're suddenly performing. You're suddenly like, I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good.
I don't know why I feel nervous. I've never used our friendship for personal gain before.
Yeah. I have.
But when?
No, I haven't.
I'm sure you have at some point.
For personal gain?
Yeah.
I'm planning on riding your coattails.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I'll do it.
I gotta get a coat.
Yeah.
I gotta get a coat.
Grow it naturally, water the coat. Mm-hmm. Grow some tails real quick.
Yeah, dude. We're at Hank's house. Mm-hmm. This is the house that you have. And this is the room. And this is like your spare room with like pushed a bed in the corner and put pillows around it, which made it feel very cozy. And I was like, this is the perfect spot to record.
Yeah. It's a very cozy room.
It is. Do you like your house?
I love my house. I don't like that I have rooms like this that I don't use enough. I wish I was in here more. But this is the first time.
I hate having like so many rooms in my house. So many rooms.
The pain of success.
Oh my God, so successful. So many rooms.
It's difficult.
At some point, how many rooms do you need? And the answer is always more.
That's why people get mansions.
What do you wish you could do with this room? I feel like you just had an extra bed.
No, I think yes, but I actually love what we did with this room, but I don't ever fucking use it. Like, I want to come in here and, I don't know, read. I'm supposed to read books. You
ever come and bang in here?
Not yet. Surprisingly, it's a good room to do it in, but no.
I've probably come in this room more times than you have.
You've come in this room?
What? Who, me?
When?
What do you
this
mean
trip?
when? No, not this trip. I mean, I have that room. Why would I be in this one?
I don't know. When would you ever be in this one?
I think probably the first place I slept in this house was this room.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. We've rearranged things so many times. I don't know.
You know, it's so funny because we're best friends, and we've known each other for years. We met in college, and you like own a house and like have a wife. And you were just talking about a baby, and I just masturbated in your bed. Like I need you to have a good jerk, and you have built all of this. We're in very different places.
Yeah.
But we're also not.
We're not. We consistently
put it close.
Closer. Okay. We're consistently having like the same life stuff happening. Mm-hmm. We're always that's part of. I don't know. Part of what like always kept us hanging out and being close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do comedy every night, and you don't have a 9-to-5 fucking career job.
No.
So.
Yeah, but whenever we come together, I don't know what it is, but there's always like isn't it weird how like we're living different lives, but we're having very similar like adulting experiences, which I've learned is a very millennial thing to say. Gen Zs will make fun of you if you say adulting
for sure.
It's not good. Yeah. Adulting is crazy. They don't like that.
No, they don't. I don't blame them. It's kind of cringy.
How old's your younger brother? Youngest?
The youngest one? He's 5 years younger than me, so 24.
Is he a Gen Z?
I think he's like right on the line. I think.
Is he?
23, 24 is the line.
And then is your older sister the greatest generation? I don't know what the one above us. I don't know what the one above us is.
Gen X.
Is she a Gen X?
I think she's right on the line too. We squeezed us all into one generation, technically speaking. Yeah, we had a lot of say in it.
Yeah.
They cast a ballot down there, and we were like, yeah.
Who's your favorite sibling?
None of them are gonna watch this, so I guess I can answer.
They might.
Dude, that changes. You only have one sibling, so
I only have one.
You have one favorite and one least favorite.
That's why I don't mind asking.
It's very easy. Mine changes frequently.
Is it just the last person that was nice to you?
Yes. In short, yes. It's the last person who was half decent, and I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite right now. Right now, might actually be Jack. I haven't seen Holly very much recently. Mm-hmm. You know, beefed with Hunter right before I went on a vacation.
Yeah. Jack's
doing okay. Having a kid. That's crazy.
Having a baby.
He's having a baby.
You said you was about to have a baby.
I know, and he's 5 years younger than me.
Man. That's wild.
It's weird.
Are you mad that he beat you?
No, not at all. No.
Or that he's like, it's like, hey man, I'm glad, but you should have waited, man.
Well, yes, but
I don't, cause just the idea that because we were talking the other day about you having a baby, and you were just saying, I mean, cause you're a married man with who owns a house and has a degenerate best friend that comes and jerks off on it, and I jerk off on your house.
I would expect nothing less.
And you come and you're like, I don't know, just the idea of like owning a baby. You just like and being in the place where it's like, I don't know, maybe like being in the place. That's the thing that's crazy. That you're in the place of like, well, there's kind of no reason why not.
Yeah, that's really
what's insane. Me, I'm like, well, are you kidding me? Where would a baby fit into this life? I'm doing nights. I'm doing this. I'm hanging out with these people. Like, when would I ever fit in a baby? And you're like, no. The only question is, do I feel like it?
Yeah.
It's not, am I able to?
Yeah, it definitely can. And that's weird. That's the only first time I felt like that. I'm just like, oh, I could have a baby now and it wouldn't ruin my life.
Everyone would just
devastate
Everyone
it.
would just be happy for you.
Yeah.
Everyone would just be happy for you. There'd be no one that's like, all right,
Yeah.
all right. I guess someone done fucked up. No one's going to be like that. They're all going to be like, yeah.
Yeah. It's a dangerous place to be in.
What is that place? What is it like to be in that place? Be like, fuck, man.
It's like,
because I remember
it feels like you're on the precipice of something scary as fuck. The scariest thing.
A dark cave, and you're like, I think I got to go in there.
Yeah.
I got this lady that's pushing me in this cave.
Very much pushing me into the cave, and it's like, at some point I got to go in.
Yeah.
I want to go in at some point.
Yeah.
But it's still a dark cave.
Yeah.
It's scary. And it's like, at any point now, it could happen.
Yeah.
Not just like, it happened.
Not by accident.
Not by accident. But at any point we could just be like, all right.
It's time.
It's time. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's fucking freaky.
I know.
Like, what happens then? Life's just different now.
It's just different.
Forever.
Forever.
That's freaky.
You're and I feel like you must be, and especially I feel like, I don't know, like like Bill Burr, he had a kid at like 50,
right,
which is different, which is a lot later than you, but he was like a 50-year-old man who had done stuff and had like solidified in his perspective and his point of view. Can you see him? There's a cat.
He'll be on screen soon. I'm sure.
Who's solidified in his point of view, and you're like 30 and you're like, okay, cool, like this adult world is like the adult worky sort of wifey world. Okay, I'm kind of feeling this, and then this is gonna like be a fundamental game changer for him. He's like, yeah, I already got the money, I already got the job, I already got the wife, everything's set, I'm just gonna bring in a kid and then like hang out with this kid. Yeah, it's gonna be one new thing I'm doing, but you're constantly gonna be like, new job, promotion, wanting validation and success, wanting
getting a house, figuring that
being
out,
with your wife, getting older, your body's changing, her body's changing, she's fucking less, I don't even want fuck you, bitch, like love, right? And so like all of that with a child as well. You ever think about that?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. I mean,
how much is this shit on your mind?
Anytime it gets brought up, it's like on my mind for the next day or two, and then I'm like, all right, shove that shit down. We gotta focus on other things, because you can just think about it forever.
What is it? What does the hole look like?
What do you mean?
Going down in the hole of like
panic. Yeah. Just like, am I gonna make enough? Am I gonna be making enough money? Bless you.
It's your fault, cat.
Yeah. Am I going to be making enough money? Am I going to be able to like just shift my life to be focused on a very small individual that I don't know right now? Can I just do that?
Yeah. What if you don't love him?
Yeah. What if I hate that kid?
Yeah. Some people don't want to be parents, and they become parents and like, I shouldn't have been parents.
How are you supposed to know until you're a parent? Like I want to be a parent, but like, do I?
I don't know. I imagine. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been hearing unique names and been going like Lillian Groce. I don't know why.
Thinking about your baby?
That's what I'm doing. I'm naming my baby.
Yeah.
I'm like Caesar Groce. That's the cat's name. Caesar Groce.
Oh, Caesar.
So it's like, I think there's something deep in me that does want kids eventually.
Yeah. It's there for me as well. All right. I'll move the stuffed animal. Sit down. Come on, bud. Come on. Yeah, it's there for me as well. This is very difficult. Okay. It's there for me as well, which is why I'm even entertaining it. Because on paper, it's like, why the fuck would I have a kid? I want to go travel. I want to have a career. I want to do things for myself. I like doing projects. I like doing all this shit. Why would I have a kid? So there's something deep in me that's like, and plus I like kids. Kids are fun.
Kids are fun.
Being an uncle, I was like, oh shit, this is really fun. Every time I hang out with my nephew, we play. It's exhausting, but it's like he's having such a blast, and I'm having a blast with him. It's fun.
It's been a while since I've been around kids. Sometimes I wonder if I lost it. Because I used to play with my cousins. I mean, we were closer in age. Like my youngest cousin, like, Naya, is I'm 15 years older than her, so she's like 15.
Damn, she's 15.
I know, right? She's 15, and we used to just play, and like that's a big enough age difference where it's like I am an adult playing with a child,
right?
But we had a good time, and now I wonder if there was like a 4-year-old kid, would I still get along with him like that, or maybe that was just her.
Kids are easy to get along with. I don't think you lose that, because like they just they'll do literally whatever, and they'll just tell you what they want to do.
Oh, that's the best.
That's the best part. Like you don't have to guess. You don't have to be like, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? No, they're just like,
I don't know.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm Werewolf Sonic, and you are going to get beaten up by me. Yeah. And that's what we're doing today for the next 45 minutes.
I remember when I was a kid. I mean, I'm only 2.5 years younger than my brother, but he used to sit on the couch and I would be like, let's play a game. And he would just be like, and the game was like something like where I throw a ball at him and he throws it back at me, but like on different parts of the room. So then I run back and forth, and it was like and I was like, that was so much fun. Mm-hmm. Then years later, I grew up with my little cousin, and she's doing the same thing. She's like, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, he never wanted to play with me at all. Never. He never wanted to play. He just wanted to sit there, and this was the least effort. It was just
throw a ball and let it be thrown back. He was playing fetch with you.
He was playing fetch. Well, he's playing catch. The difference between fetch and catch is
you bring the ball back.
Opposable thumbs. That's what it is. It's like a primordial cortex. I don't know, brains.
Yeah, but it's dope how kids are they just tell you what they want to do, and it's like, okay, well, if I just do that, we're both gonna have a good time. So it's easy. Yeah. And so having that all the time would be kind of dope. I mean, it'd be exhausting.
You ever been high or drunk around kids?
Drunk, yeah. High, no.
How's that? What's that like?
Not too different. I've never been like plastered drunk around him, obviously.
Sure, you've been drinking, but you know.
I've been like kind of drunk around a kid before. It's the same. I just play with them. The only problem is they still want me to, because I'm a big dude, kids love me to like take them and throw them around, like toss them above my head and like spin them around and stuff. And then I'm drunk and they like do it. And I'm like, I can't spin you right now. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I can't explain to you why spinning is a bad idea right now.
Because I'm drunk. Just say because you're drunk.
A 4-year-old's like, I don't care.
I've been drinking when you drank this. It makes you feel good, and you're a cooler person. and
it's all good.
And I mean, you don't like girls now, but they'll like downsides. You. They'll like you a lot. Now then, there's a balance, because you drink too much. Girls like you don't like the girl. So there's something you gotta balance.
Yeah, I've had that talk with my nephew. Hey, come here.
You know, I can't. The cat's biting the styrofoam thing I have.
Do I need to get him out of here?
Probably. But also, like, I can't even blame him.
For biting styrofoam?
A styrofoam cup? Just.
I did do that a lot. Yeah, you're just fucking right.
I can't even
Sitting in church, eating your styrofoam cup.
What church are you going to that has styrofoam cups?
I feel like I can't. They can't hear me. But I exclusively had styrofoam cups at church services and like after church services and stuff, where we'd have like a luncheon. Mm-hmm. The only time the word luncheon has ever been used is at a church. Yeah. And we'd have a luncheon and there'd be styrofoam cups and I would chew them.
What was there was a big building where stuff would happen at church. It was called like, it was one of these words that you never hear outside, like luncheon, or like, it was called like the activity hall or like the multi-purpose room. These words. You ever heard these words?
Yeah. Mine wasn't called that, but I went to a poor church. Everything was in the same room. Pretty much.
One big room.
One giant ass room, yeah.
Jesus and the devil. Everybody's in the
We all party together, man.
It's a dope ass church. What were we talking about? Kids?
Yeah.
Children? Having kids? I was high around my cousin one time. We had my cousins, her parents cooked weed brownies, and then I ate one, and then they left. I don't know where they went. I feel like they had something to do that night, and I was like pseudo babysitting, and they
got you high to babysit their kids?
No, they just had weed and I ate it, and then I was hanging out with a kid. I don't know where I don't think they were gone for long, but it was like, all right, you staying with Tyler. And she started playing dolls. She was playing with her dolls, you know? Mm-hmm. And she wasn't even really like that. Like, she had some girly stuff, but she was pretty, you know, she had some tomboy tendencies as well. I was playing with the doll. And then as the weed was kicking in, I was like, oh my God, Barbie goes dream house. And then I was like, no, but Barbie's fucking in this dream house. Like, the higher I got, the more I got into it.
Yeah.
And then I remember, ever since she was little, because I knew her parents were cool with the gays, but also, like, hey, gays are fine, but like, also you should probably not do that, you know, like that kind of thing. But not, it's just, you know, it's one of those family things. And so every single time, like, we'd be playing something, she'd be like, okay, you be the husband and I'll be the wife, and then you come in from work. And I'm like, wait, I want to be the wife. And she's like, no, you be the husband, I'll be the wife. And I'm like, well, you still be the wife, I'll be the wife too. And she was just like, what? And I was like, yeah, you be the wife and we'll both be wives. And then she was like, okay, yeah, let's. She was like trying to be open minded. She's like, yeah, let's do it. And then she was like, okay, I'm gonna make dinner. And it's like, okay, I'm home, I'll help with dinner. And she was like, okay. She's like, this don't make sense. I don't know what the rules. Like, she couldn't handle it. Okay, so the podcast is about growth, self-improvement.
Okay.
And the problem is we know each other very well.
We do.
So I know the growth and the self-improvement and all that stuff that you've been doing.
Right.
And I want to hear your take on it. The Hank inner narrative of where you are now, where you were before, and how we got here. And I feel like a good way into this is COVID.
Okay.
Because I feel like during COVID is when the world stopped, everything slowed down, and you kind of took stock of your life. And you're like, you know what? I need to do some of this. I need to do some of that. I'm working. Do I even like my job?
Yeah.
What do I want out of this thing?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I think that was true for a lot of people. My stuff started a little bit before COVID, when Steph proposed to me, but then like a little bit before COVID, like maybe 8 months to a year before COVID.
You were married during COVID.
Yeah. I'm saying my like self-improvement journey started around when I got engaged.
Okay. I haven't heard this before.
Really?
I don't know. I thought you just got engaged.
Well, she proposed to me, and then like we're 6 months out from the wedding.
I proposed. You need to get your shit together. That's what she said.
I was like, oh shit, I need to get my shit together. And we're like 6 months out from the wedding, and I'm like, fuck. At this time, I weighed like 400 pounds. Mm-hmm. I was like, I got to do something about that. So that's when I started like,
because just like with girls, you're like, I gotta look good for my wedding.
I gotta look good for my wedding.
You gotta look good for your wedding.
I mean, you gotta, and I did. I looked terrible at the time, but man, that 6 months, I really did a lot of stuff, and I kept up with it okay for a while, and then like 8 months before COVID, I kind of like just was coasting, not doing great, not doing terrible, and then COVID hits, and everyone spent a month at least inside drinking way too much alcohol and sitting around. And I'm in a fucking townhome at the time with no fucking space anywhere. We're not supposed to go on walks, apparently. I don't know.
Like before anybody knew anything.
Yeah, before anyone knew. This is real early COVID, like March.
I mean, early COVID, I saw a dude head to toe covered, like in basically a hazmat suit at HEB, wiping off everything before.
Dude, people were paranoid about wiping stuff down. I'm like, I just wash my hands.
And this was pre-mask, and I was there, and I was like, all right, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is a bit
it's
much.
Extreme. But
we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't. And so spent a month drinking a bunch of booze and sitting around doing nothing. And at a certain point, I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little miserable. I'm not doing anything. So I start making stuff. I made this kitchen cart just as a little project. I was like, oh,
it's pretty big. It's a big old thing. It was like 5 feet, 4 feet,
4 feet wide, 2 feet deep.
Yeah,
big old kitchen cart with a butcher block on top.
Yeah, and it's got little baskets underneath, metal, and then it's on top, and you roll it around, and because you cook a lot too, so
I use it for cooking and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wouldn't you know, doing stuff and accomplishing things feels good. You enjoy it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, shit.
Was there, whenever you were drinking and whenever you were in those moments of like, oh, I'm not taking care of myself, how did you, was there a part of you that's kind of like, this is kind of great though?
Yes, of course.
But it's like, you know, you're like, when you're drunk every day during COVID and you're like, this is kind of awesome.
Yeah,
it's kind of great. I'm getting depressed, but like, you gotta admit, this is pretty cool.
Dude, there's nothing.
What do you think, Steph? You need to get your shit together.
She was getting drunk with me.
Oh yeah, of course.
So
yeah,
I mean, there's nothing better than having a day where you're like, today I can get day drunk. I'm going to do day drinking. And you're like, oh, what a treat. I can day drink. How fun. I'm being crazy. And then COVID, it was just every day. And you're like,
then tomorrow you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get to bed early, so tomorrow I can wake up and day drink.
Yeah. It was just I mean, I think everyone who drank a lot during COVID.
And my girl at the time wasn't drinking, so I didn't do too much.
Really?
It's a lot of anime. You were like shots, and I was like, that's Attack on Titan. For everyone who's cool.
Kind of.
That's all I did.
And there was the Animal Crossing era. Man, COVID did have some cool shit.
COVID
had some cool shit.
COVID was spicy, bro. COVID had a lot of good walks. Just sleeping till 3 p.m. and going to bed at 6 a.m. Beautiful.
It was
no guilt, no nothing.
Yeah, the most carefree experience ever.
All the anxiety that comes from stand up just whoosh.
And from work for other people. Like, it's just I got a month of, I was salaried, thank God. I got a month of just being paid and doing nothing, literally nothing, because I couldn't do my job from home. And I worked for a school district at the time, so school was out for COVID. And we just didn't do anything. Yeah. Later, they worked us very, 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 very hard to like make up for it, essentially.
And you're drinking. Is this are you eating too much during this time as well?
For sure.
What does that feel like for you? Because I'm trying to think. Whenever I'm like, yo, I'm about to fucking go down tonight. You know, like, so there's some nights where I'm like, tonight, I'm trying to stop whatever's going on with food. Like, I'm trying to, whatever I'm feeling or thinking, I'm like, let me eat until I can't do anything, so then I can finally just relax into it. Usually pizza is what I go for. But like, what is that like? Oh boy, that's the shit. Like, what is that feeling for you?
I mean, it's similar. I'm like, I'll look forward to it like the whole day if I let myself.
Really?
Know? Yeah. If I'm like, oh, for dinner I'm gonna have fucking tacos, and I'm like jazz for tacos, I'll think about it for the day if I let myself. So COVID, I was like, I'm bored, I have snacks, and I'm gonna get tacos tonight. Like, and it was frequent. I'm like, oh damn it. So things got a little out of control, a little fucking fast. And then I built the cart, and I was like, oh wow, something healthy in my life. I did something. I accomplished things, and I started like working on trying to watch what I was eating some. But even then, it took a while. It took getting to where we live now before I really started doing anything, which was November of 2020.
I feel like also this house is like more conducive to like.
It is. Houses in general are just more conducive. Yeah. How are you supposed to like? You're crammed in a fucking apartment. Where are you gonna work out? Yeah. You're crammed in an apartment. Like, where are you gonna cook healthy food? What are you gonna do?
Probably in the kitchen, but
I mean, yeah,
you had a kitchen,
dude. Even this kitchen, sometimes I'm like, it's a little small, and it's a house. It's not a fucking tiny ass townhome. Right. And so we thankfully with COVID, loan forbearance or whatever it was called, and
the pause on student loans.
Yeah, the pause on student loans, and we saved like at least half of our stimmies. We did spend half the stimmies, but we saved half of them too. And so we just had all this money. We were like, what are we gonna do? And then we were like, well, let's wait a little bit. And we just kept waiting to see what we wanted to do with all this money. Yeah. And then we had enough for a down payment. And we were like, I guess let's get a house. Let's see if that's a good idea. And it was the best idea ever. And we get this house and we move in. And once
meanwhile, you're saving up money and buying a house. I am driving Uber Eats, watching anime till 6 a.m. and sleep till 3 p.m. while my girl works in the other room. And that's just the contrast of our lives.
Yeah. But I still felt during that time like we were still going through similar shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not during that time, but
like I'm at least right afterwards, because right afterwards was when I started my like fitness stuff again, and like I remember talking to you about like hijacking your own brain to like make you like trying to trick your own brain.
No, I read a productivity book during that time. I read a book about productivity, so I could figure out how I want to think about this shit. Mm-hmm. And you were on some similar shit from different angles. Yeah, we're coming at the same shit from different ways.
We have different problems, but we're always doing the same thing to try and
we're in the same building, but we got different views. Mm-hmm. We're on the same path, but we wear different shoes.
Beautiful. Got another one for me?
There's another one, but I don't remember it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
We both detectives, but we got different clues.
God damn.
We both spirits of the undead, but we got different moves.
I should not have encouraged this. I shouldn't have. It was a mistake.
We both allergic, but we got different. I choose. It's pretty good. That's a good one. That one, I dug deep for that one.
That was both the best one and it just completely killed me inside.
Do you have one?
Do I have one? No, I don't.
You know, that's a Drake line. The first two were Drake lines. After that was all T Nasty, baby. T Nasty, SoundCloud, check me out. New album coming out soon. K. Dot, I'm coming for you. And that, I thought those other two lines were so like, man, Drizzy really did it. And I was like, oh wait, I just did three right there. No.
Also, they just sound like they're from like Sesame Street or something. It's just like basic Reading Rainbow ass like life lesson.
That's Drake, man. That's Drake, man. Like
the grassy ass.
Realize. We ain't picture perfect, but we worth the picture still. Now that was J. Cole. Oh. J. Cole or Drake? Who do you like more?
J. Cole.
Yeah, I already knew.
Yeah. Drake has better, like, if I'm just putting some shit on and I want to, like, party, I'll put Drake on before J. Cole. You can't party to J. Cole.
But anyway. Same path, different shoes.
Yeah.
I'm coming at things from the different angles. I was being productive. You were trying to hack your brain to get to what?
To reward myself for doing the things that I wanted to do. Like not drinking and like eating healthy and exercising.
What was what does the low of the eating feel like? The high feels like, oh fuck, I'm about to eat tacos tonight. What does the low feel like?
The low is like shame, really. It's kind of the thing with everything. Like if you do something that you shouldn't be doing, shame. Yeah. You're just like, damn, I really did just eat those tacos.
But I've been waiting all day.
I know. It was a reward. It was too much of a reward.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it's just shame, really. You're just like, fuck. That was like not what I long term want.
It's you did a thing that you didn't want to do, and you don't know until you're done that you're like, I didn't actually want to do that.
You do know.
But you forget. You forget. Yeah. It's like the voice gets smaller. It's like, hey, you don't want this. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
it's my want of it is a lot higher than my not want of it.
Hey man, I told you.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, you went away for a second.
So you just got to find ways to like figure out how to curb that shit before it becomes a decision. Like the one thing that I learned for sure was don't rely on discipline. You're gonna fuck it up. Like I've never been I think discipline is just like overrated as fuck. I think what's better? What's better is make it so easy to do the right thing that you feel stupid for not. Like make it so easy to make the choice you want to make in advance. Like when you're in a good space for doing it, like, oh, I just ate all my tacos and now I'm feeling like, oh, why did I do that? All right, well, I should go like meal prep some shit. So it's like so easy to just eat the right food that it's almost like my laziness wins out over my desire to do the bad thing.
Right. So there is, I mean, I'm really proud of myself because the only thing I can really relate to this with initially is my love affair with nicotine. Yeah. Where, I mean, shit, it's like, if I think about it, it's like, man, I don't smoke, but I've been smoking for like 10 years.
You've been smoking since I knew you.
But I don't even smoke.
Dog, the only time I've ever smoked a cigarette was when you had me smoke a cigarette.
That's not even that big of a deal. That's because I was such an inspiration and influence to you that when I asked you to, you couldn't say no.
Damn, you're right. I respected you so much. God.
That's all that is.
Anything just to, I'll smoke a cig. I'll do it.
But there are times when I'm like, dude, it's a love affair with nicotine where it's not that serious, but I am sort of like, I know this is not good for me, so I shouldn't do it. But it's like, ooh, buddy, here we go. You know, I like it. Yeah. But a low moment was when my girl was just leaving town to go to Burning Man. She at Burning Man's, it's a gifting economy. Do you know much about Burning Man?
Not really, no.
Burning Man's like 100,000 people gather in the desert to just hang out, basically, and put on events, and there's art and there's stuff like that. But there's no buying anything, so you have to bring in your food, you have to bring in your water. I mean, you might have to like hike out your shit. I'm not really sure.
You can't drive?
I mean, you drive, but like, you know, put your shit in your car, and then
gotcha.
I mean, shit like doo doo.
Oh, you mean like actually?
You might. Maybe I'm.
They don't have porta potties? Nothing?
I don't know.
Damn.
But like but even like you have to bring your water. Like there's no water there for you.
Right.
And you know, for like 10 days or whatever. And it's a gifting economy, so you don't buy anything. Everyone just gives everything away. So you know, there's camps, groups that come together and then they pitch in money and then they buy the stuff to give away. And then also yours, maybe as an individual, you might have gifts. So she was like, my gift's gonna be cigarettes. So she bought like 7 packs of cigarettes. Okay. Maybe, you know, a few days before she left. And so we just had cigarettes. And it was like, well,
you got them.
We got to smoke these cigarettes. So then we smoking cigarettes for, you know, and I say we're smoking cigarettes. It's like we might split 2 cigarettes in an evening.
Okay, that's not terrible.
No, it's not crazy, but it is like we're both kind of like, you know, I'll be like, it's always me. I'm like, you want to smoke? And she's like, I mean, yeah. And then sometimes she'll be like, I'm feeling like a cigarette. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, it's like that. So then she was gone and we had smoked all the cigarettes. And then I come home and I'd been drinking and I was like, fuck. I think it might have been the night that you left her place.
Oh, gotcha.
After my show. And I was just like, man, I wish I could smoke right now, but it's probably a good thing I don't. And then I went to like throw away a napkin and I see a box in the trash. Box of cigarettes.
Did you check it? A box in the trash?
A box of cigarettes.
Yeah, but it's in the trash.
And I looked in the box and there was just a little bit left of one and I was like, this is a low moment.
Did you?
Yes. I took that shit out of lit, just maybe 4. And I was like, that's all I needed.
Damn.
But I was like, man, that's a low moment. But also not that low. I don't really care that much.
I mean, you dug it out of the trash. It's something. It's some sort of moment.
It's like, yeah, I really wanted some nicotine. But my point was, I've always maintained a rule, which tell me if this is discipline or not. I don't go buy them. If I'm out and someone has cigarettes, I'll smoke. If I'm out, if someone has vapes, I'll vape. If I'm with my girl and she's like, you want to buy something, I'll be like, yeah, we can buy something. But that's like a thing with us. Me personally, it's a line for me. I don't do it on my own, because once you start, then it's off.
Yeah, that's why I think it's not really a discipline more than it's like, if you've never done something, you're not going to go do it, you know? So it's easy to just be like, I find ways around this to smoke my cigarettes. I'll just never go buy one. Yeah. So maybe it is a little bit of discipline, but like mostly I feel like people just don't want to do shit that they've never done before. You're not going to go out of your way to go buy a cigarette when you've never had to before.
Yeah. And I think the effort it takes to get in my car, go there, walk inside, let me get something, pay for it, get back in the car, drive back, then smoke it. In that time, I can convince myself, like, you want half a cigarette and you're willing to buy 19 and a half extra that you will inevitably smoke. It's I'm able to be like, yo, this is not worth, and the feeling's not that bad.
Yeah. And I think that touches on what I was saying earlier, where I'm like, it's like weaponize your laziness.
Yes.
Like, just weaponize it. It's just easier. Like it's almost like fighting fire with fire. Like, laziness is usually seen as a bad thing, but like if you use laziness to not smoke a cigarette, well, it's pretty good.
It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst. You know, another thing I do with cigarettes and stuff in particular, sometimes alcohol too, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Sometimes like if my laptop's right there, if I had a vape and I didn't want to smoke, I just put it behind the laptop and it works.
It does work, dude. It does. I frequently, when I'm like, all right, I need to really focus on fitness or whatever, I'm going to give up alcohol for a while. I'll just throw it in a closet in the spare room. There's still alcohol in that closet right now.
I'm sure there's always been a bunch.
There's not a bunch now. Mostly because I haven't bought. I stashed up a lot, and then I haven't bought any in a long time.
Right.
But yeah, there's not much in there now. But whenever I'm like on a no alcohol thing, I just throw all my alcohol in that closet. And just the fact that I had to walk across my house and open 2 doors is enough to make me not go drink. Yeah. Which is weird as shit, but it works.
It's like the levels of, because whenever I have a vape, you don't think about it. I'm just like,
yeah, it's easy.
I even think, I'm like, Tyler, you know you don't want this. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But if I put the vape on top of the thing with a blanket over it, it's like, there's enough steps that get in the way just mentally that it's like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But if it's like, you don't need to, it's already in there, you know?
Yep. It's part of why I think in some ways vaping is a more it's easier to get into vaping and like really deep into vaping than cigarettes. Yeah. There's so many barriers to smoking another cigarette.
There's an end. When you're right at the beginning of it. There's an end.
Like, unless someone gives you a whole ass pack, you're not starting with endless access to cigarette.
Yeah.
So you either bum a whole cigarette or you bum a few puffs of a cigarette, and then you have to ask again, or you have to go find someone else with some, or you have to go buy some. A vape, it's like that shit's gonna last that person fucking 2 weeks. Like, they're not gonna have to refill. So like, they're not gonna give a shit if you take a puff and you ask for another puff and you ask for another puff, and then you get your own vape, and then it's just all bets off, because like you can just carry it with you. It's everywhere,
constant.
You can just, it's so easy,
everywhere, all the time. And then it gets in your fucking blood and in your eye, and everything is vibrating with nicotine.
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel. It sounds cool. I'm saying it. Cool. I'm saying it cool. I'm like, yo, you're cool. Vibrating with nicotine. Your dick's hard with. It's like, but that's not. But it's more anxiety. It's more just like I feel off.
Awful. Yeah.
I just feel off. And then at worst, you know, you're like, oh, it's too much. It's just like everything. The first bite tastes the best. The first hit tastes the best. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Tell me about your fitness regimen, because you do a lot.
I do a lot,
and you've invested a lot of cash money into it. I mean, you got the bench press, you got the punching bag.
Yeah, I got a punching bag. I got a whole power rack with a Olympic barbell and bunch of Olympic plates and stuff. Some dumbbells and shit. A jump rope. So, and that was pretty pricey, especially because during COVID, everybody quit their gym because they couldn't go to it anymore. They were just paying for a service they couldn't use. And everyone bought every fucking piece of gym equipment out there. So it was really expensive to get gym equipment at the time. But I was like, I got the money because of the stimmies. Gotta love the stimmy.
Hey, that's why we voting for him one more time. President Trump, baby. Come on back. We miss you, baby.
He can buy my vote. That's all I'm saying. He could buy it. But I had the stimulus check. And I was like, I'm just going to, especially because it was like right at that moment. I was like, I feel like now's the time. I'd been finally getting back on the horse of, because I basically lost like 70 pounds just from eating different. And then like gained back probably 15 of it after the wedding. And then I didn't really do anything at all. And I was just sitting at that weight for a long time. And then we move in here, and this neighborhood has actual fucking sidewalks, unlike the poor ass neighborhood I was in before. And so I started just walking for like 2 or 3 months. I just walked a lot, and it was working really well. And I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to do more. Because when you start getting more active, you start wanting to be more active. It starts being something you're like, I can do more. I can do more than just walk. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to pay the premium, get the weights, get the Olympic set and all this stuff. I think it was like $700 or $800 total, or it would have been if I hadn't actually scammed what was that place called? Where did I buy my gym equipment from? Dick's Sporting Goods. It wasn't on purpose.
Dick's.
I ordered it online, and I asked my mother-in-law to go pick it up because the closest one's in Austin area.
Yeah.
I ordered it online. It's like $300 for the weight set and the barbell. And she goes and she picks it up, and they just never charged me. They were like, "Hey, you never picked it up. Here's your money back."
Oh wow.
So I just got my money back.
You go.
So that was dope.
Dicks, bunch of pussies. Got them. Roasted.
Damn.
Hank deVilleneuve, come get me, dicks. Come dip me.
Oh shit, you're right. They're gonna come for me now. They found out. That chart's gonna get on my account now.
Hi, Hank deVilleneuve. This is Dick Sporting Goods.
This is Dick from Dick Sporting Goods.
We heard that podcast, Tyler Is Groce. Really good podcast. Really good.
Big fan.
Really good podcast. Really, really good. Really interesting stuff. Anyway, unfortunately, we heard what she said on there, and we're gonna have to come get our equipment back.
Damn, they're gonna come repo it. Interest. It's interest. That's why they can't. Fuck. They're gonna take my whole house.
But really great episode. Really great.
We really enjoyed it. The vibes were there.
The vibes were good. Clearly, y'all are old friends. Old friends, clearly.
Yeah. You looked really comfortable on that bed. It was just very fun vibes.
Personally, I missed the cat. I like the cat.
The cat was good.
I liked the cat. I thought the cat was a good addition. That was nice.
It was about the time when you threw the cat out that I was like, I'm getting that fucking sporting equipment back. I'm getting it back.
I'm not doing this anymore. If you do that to the cat, we're going to be dicks. Hey, come on. Dicks are good. What is that voice?
What is that voice?
It's just my Obama.
It's kind of most of yours are.
It's just my Obama.
That was going to be my guess.
Oh, it's me, Tyler. Hey, it's me, Dick's very good. Come on.
They're all just a variation of Obama. Yeah. Even when you do like your Harry Potter voices, they eventually morph into Obama eventually.
Ron.
Oh, Ron.
Ron. Hey. Now, you may be a Muggle. Hey, and you may be a wizard. And you may be a witch. So they call the women. I don't remember. But you know what? As long as we're all American. It's the UK. Well, you know.
Good enough.
At least we're the West. We got a great relationship with UK.
I'd vote for it. Yeah. Third term, baby.
Third term. Obama, Dumbledore. Hey. And this is Obama, but then Dumbledore. It's just a funny.
Fitting that on the poster is not going to be fun.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
Aren't they all dead? Hagrid and Dumbledore. I never watched it.
Like by the end of the movies?
Mm-hmm.
Dumbledore is. Hagrid's not. Die? No, he's there. He's alive.
I thought he died.
No.
I thought he would have died. He must be a wizard if that man that size is still fucking alive by the end of the fucking series. Jesus Christ. Okay, so you got the sporting goods equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And what you've described to me, you're like, fucking working out is like cool.
It's cool and it's the fucking worst. It's
well, you do a lot.
I do a lot.
You do a lot. Like, I mean, shit, was it Monday I was here? Mm-hmm. And you come in, you work out, you mow the lawn, you come in at 6, you mow the lawn, blah, blah, blah. You're done at 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when do you normally go to bed? 10?
Like 10 to 11 usually.
It's like, fuck, like that's
it's like my whole life.
Yeah,
it's really frustrating. It's one of the hardest parts of it.
I guess it's like, you know, it's like me with comedy, but
yeah, comedy
is something probably more, it's probably a more dynamic satisfaction than working out, because there's art, there's friends, there's performance, fun. There's ego, there's fun. Working out is
like miserable for most of it, and then you feel fucking awesome sometimes. You feel awesome occasionally. Like the punching bag feels fucking cool to punch a punching bag. Like it feels cool.
I do
like feel like a badass. I mean, if I knew, especially put those wraps on your hands, you feel so cool.
If someone showed me technique, I've always wanted to be like a boxer.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it'd be really fun.
But don't hit me.
Yeah, just let me hit you.
Yeah.
That fits under BDSM, right?
Maybe.
There you go.
You don't have to be jerking off while I hit you.
Yeah,
you can just be a dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you do that. What feels good about it? When's the moment where you're like, I'm fucking? What's the feeling and what's good about it?
Afterwards, if I've done really well, I'm like, hell yeah, I did it. I did a great job. But most of the time when I feel really good is when I've been lifting weights and I bust through a number I couldn't go through before. Like recently, my bench press was really terrible for a really long time. And I was like, I got to figure out why this is so bad. And I like changed my form a little bit, just widened my grip and changed my form in certain ways. And then I've been flying past my old numbers just consistently. Really? Every single week I go up and weight and my rep good. And every week that I break my old record, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm the best. I'm the strongest person alive. Nobody can touch me. You just feel so good.
Man, I remember I was running with my ex and during COVID, mm-hmm. she would want to like work out and stuff. So she would go on runs around the block. But it was like the apartment block, so it was big, you know. It was maybe like 3/4 of a mile, and I'm very out of shape. And I started running with her, and number one, she would run way faster than me,
mm-hmm.
and then also like I couldn't run the whole thing. I would have to walk eventually. I was too out of breath, and it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to build up where I could run the whole thing, without doing it. And it was like a thing I was like working towards. I was like, I almost got it. Like, I'm right there. Oh, I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh no, today I did worse than yesterday. What happened? Yeah. And then I finally did it. I did the whole thing, and she was like, oh my God, you did it. And I was like, I don't feel anything.
Really?
No, I didn't give a shit. It meant nothing to me.
Maybe it's something. I mean, because my biggest ones are strength. That's when I feel the best. When I'm like feel really strong. Because it just feels badass. Like running a certain distance is like, yeah, we're in a distance. But being like, I'm fucking strong as shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
It feels
that's
cool.
some basic man shit.
I think it is. It's just in my monkey brain. My monkey brain's like, yeah, you lifted heavy object really well today. Good job. Here's the good endorphins. Here's the good feeling. And I feel I'm fucking invincible for like 2 minutes. And then I feel like shit again a little bit because I'm tired as fuck.
Oh, right,
But those 2 minutes are worth it. I will say that.
Yeah.
The 2 minutes are very fun.
It was Ashley Sharma. She was on the podcast. You remember her?
Yeah.
She and you remember in the podcast where she was like, running is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Running is the best high.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't believe that.
I don't either. I hate running. I hate running.
I hate it.
You got to find the thing that you are kind of okay at or kind of enjoy, and then just lean into it. I'm kind of strong, so I was like, I'll lift weights. I don't hate it as much as running, so I'll just do that.
Yeah.
I'll walk and I'll lift weights. And if it's something you don't hate doing the whole time, when you hit a new goal, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm the best at it. I mean,
yeah.
If you went out there and you were like into boxing and you were trying to go like 10 rounds or some shit of just wailing on that thing, you would not make it. And then if you did eventually, you'd probably feel pretty badass. You'd be like, I could go 10 rounds for real. I bet I could do it.
Maybe. I don't fucking know, man. It doesn't mean anything to me. My body is
A temple.
No, it's satisfactory. It gets me where I need to get to. It doesn't. If I start getting fat, I just stop eating and then it goes down and then I'm good. And like I just don't I don't got muscles like that. But you know, I don't know. I got a girl and she says I look good, so I think she's lying, but like I believe her. I trust it. I think she believes it.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
That's all.
Right?
That's all that matters.
She thinks I look good. Okay.
Shit. I swear I gained like 10, 15 pounds, and she's like, I can't tell. And then I lost it, and she was like, oh, you look, it's better.
Damn, good job. You found the hack, dude. She's just gonna just keep doing that over and over again. She'll think you're the hottest dude ever.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. So you're doing the fitness stuff. That's where you're at now. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're currently focusing on? Is that your current struggle? Is that your current growth, or is there other stuff on your mind? Do you see other things on the horizon that you want to get to?
It's a hard question. I mean, I have realized during all this, like, that I can't really focus on too much at once, because if I'm trying to do fitness and I'm trying to do these projects and I'm doing woodworking and I'm doing this computer project and I want to try and I don't know, fucking write a book, some shit. Like when I start,
you want to write a book?
Maybe, but
about what? I
don't know. That's like a pipe dream type thing. I've never actually seriously considered it.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Yeah, probably fiction.
Like
basic as fuck, man. Yeah, some shit like that. Just basic as fuck.
Wizard.
Yeah, wizard. That's what I'll call it. Wizard.
I could voice one of the wizards. It's me. It's me. I'm a wizard. Hey, come on now. Hey, get on down. He's on down the road. Hey.
He's on down the road.
I'm a black wizard. Hey. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. Hey.
Oh, God damn it.
Different wand strokes. Is that something?
Different folks, different wand strokes.
Oh, man. This is getting crazy. I think I'm drunk, dude.
Yeah, I was worried about giving you that shit. I was worried about it. Though. I know, dude.
I'm feeling good. I'm not like losing. I'm losing my mind a little bit, but that's okay. Where do you think this stuff came from? Do you ever reflect on that? Your family, your childhood? Like
what stuff?
Well, I mean, I guess the health stuff. The almost 400-pound stuff. Yeah. Where does that come from in your life?
It's definitely like my family's definitely part of it. We're all pretty big, and we had terrible eating habits when I was a kid, and we always treated a big like meal thing as like really special, something to look forward to, like Super Bowl meal or whatever the fuck it is, Thanksgiving, Christmas. the meal was like a big part of it, which is standard throughout a lot of cultures. I mean, big meals are culturally significant throughout the world, throughout history.
Yeah, Christmas gumbos. I mean, we can't do without it.
Do you actually do gumbo for Christmas? I love that. That sounds like a great tradition.
Come down,
dude. That sounds great.
It's good. It's good gumbo too.
I love gumbo.
Listen. I love my mom. She's great. I love a lot of her cooking. But the gumbo is like hands down, like that's more like family. I don't even know. Is my mom not making the gumbo?
You don't even know who makes it?
My grandma used to make it, and then now my aunt makes it. I'll go over. I'll help me and my aunt. I'll help her make it if I'm in town. My mom can make it, but anyway. But the gumbo is like, it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, come on.
I would love to.
I'll bring you some.
But like, meals are just a culturally significant thing for people, and the food is important. And I don't know, at some point in time, it was like some of that all got conflated up in my head. I don't know, but I would look for, and it doesn't help that I was naturally a big person. I mean, I'm 6 foot. I was always broad shouldered. I was always strong. And I played football. And when you're a fucking 14-year-old, 15-year-old playing football, and you're growing at the same time as doing 2-a-days and stuff, you're eating unnatural amounts of food. Like, seriously, so much food, it's insane. I sometimes I think back on how much it was, and I'm like, holy shit, I must have been eating like 6,000 calories a day. How can
you eat 6,000 calories a day?
You find a way. You're just hungry. You're just hungry all the time.
See, I never did sports like that, so I was never...
Dude, I don't know, man. Something about sports and puberty at the same time. I was fucking ravenous all the time. So you learn bad eating habits from that. And I was never really... I mean, nobody knew how to cook a fucking vegetable to save their lives, so I didn't eat good food. I had to teach myself how to make decent food later. But you learn a bunch of bad habits, and then you stop playing football, and you stop exercising, and you stop growing, and you're still eating the same.
Yeah.
And so that's where it all came from, really.
You know, we watched that video earlier, the Breaking Points video, where he was talking about food, or he was talking about the taking psych meds for teenagers and what kind of impact that has on as a young person. And then he started talking about food and being overweight and stuff like that. And I was thinking, like, if you're a little kid growing up being fed like very unhealthy food, and don't get me wrong, like, I mean, fucking pizza rolls, pizza bagels, Pop-Tarts, fucking oatmeal with a bunch of sugar dumped. Like, that was what I grew up on. Right. It was not like, I don't eat that now. Like, me and my brother, last time he was in town, we went and bought pizza bagels as like a nostalgia thing. Yeah. And then when the time came, we were like, we're not gonna
want this. They're fucking terrible, dude.
I still fucks with them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still fuck with them, but like, it's not, it's, we have, we're adults with cars, so we can go get real pizza. But like, that's what we grew up on. So it wasn't healthy by any means, but like, I like, if all that kind of chemicals getting in you as a kid, can that impact you down the line? Not just like, oh, I have developed this relationship with food and these habits, but like chemically my body is used to a certain thing, so that maybe it's harder to lose weight.
I think I did have like a huge moment of that towards the beginning of when I was like 400 pounds. I like just started my diet, and I was working a late shift because I worked till like 8 p.m. at that time, and we had to go home that night. So my wife just picked me up from work, and we didn't have time to eat dinner or anything. We just picked up food on the way, and the only thing on the way was like Whataburger, and that was it. And I was like, well, I can't eat at Whataburger. Take me somewhere else. I mean, like Chick-fil-A, somewhere where I can get something that I like that's not going to completely bust through my calorie limit for the day. And she was like, we don't have time. You're gonna have to eat this. And we go there, and I was like, well, if you're gonna make me fucking eat a Whataburger, I'm gonna have a patty melt. And she was like, no, you're not. You're on this thing, and you wanted me to keep you on the straight and narrow. You're not gonna eat a patty melt. So she orders me a chicken sandwich, and I was irate. I mean, I was more mad than I had been in a long time. And it wasn't until after I ate and calmed down a little bit that I was like, oh, that was unnatural. That was not me. That was like an addict almost. And it helps me to like frame it that way.
Right.
It was like I was addicted and I was being told, hey, you're going to go to this place where they have the thing you want. Mm-hmm. They have that sweet, sweet patty melt. You can't have it, bitch. Yeah. It's just like, I got so mad. I was like, it's right there and I want it. It's the only thing I want. It's the only thing I eat at Whataburger. Yeah. I don't want their fucking grilled chicken sandwich. Who wants that? Yeah, it's probably garbage. It was not good.
Whataburger doesn't do good chicken.
No, they don't.
I like the chicken bites. Chicken strips are okay.
They're okay.
The sandwiches, I don't avoid them.
No, they're not good. And you're right there and you're like, oh, I want that patty melt. And it's like, fucking, I think I was doing like 1,500 calories a day at the time, and a patty melt was like 1,000, so I just couldn't have it. Like there was no option to have it. And when she told me no, I was just mad and I reacted really poorly, and I later had to apologize, and I was like, I don't know what that was. This is the first time I'd really encountered that, of like, because in college you can eat whatever you want, and I did, and it was trash food. It was Whataburger, it was fried chicken, whatever. And it was the first time I had really been like, I'd really been like denied what I wanted in a long time. And man, I just reacted fucking poorly. So there's definitely a chemical like need for these foods when you are really deep in the sauce.
Do you think there was any sort of like childhood temper tantrum thing happening too, where it's like food is supposed to be the thing and you're not doing it? I mean, I get being hangry. It's so corny. It's so corny.
But it's a thing.
It's a thing.
You
it's
just
so
get mad,
real.
Man.
It's so just like, especially now I'm dating my girl, where it's like I'm driving, I'm on the way to food, and I'm just like.
No reason, just like this bitch over here.
And then I'm watching myself, and I'm like, Tyler, she's not doing anything.
She's just sitting there.
And I'm like, you need to fucking eat. You need to fucking eat. And then I do, and it's usually pretty good. But yeah, no, that's real shit. But like, I don't know. I mean, I've been with your family. Food's like, it's like, yeah, we go into that pizza place. Mm-hmm. Hey, he's waking up making the breakfast tacos.
It's always good food too, man.
It's always good.
It's always good.
I told you.
It would have been better if
white people don't make food like that.
I know. It would have been better if my dad was a shit cook, dude. If he had not been a good cook, maybe I would have been better. But
how do you do with just not eating at all? Do you fast? Because I found that to be interesting for me.
I've had success with it before, but the first time sucks really bad. You're talking about full day fasting or intermittent?
I mean, like yesterday I didn't eat until like 6.
Yeah, I have those days, and those sometimes get bad. It depends on what I'm doing. Now that I'm exercising a lot, I'm way more consistent with my eating, and I have to be, because I will get, if I'm not, like when you're lifting weights a bunch, your body will be like, oh, it's time to eat now, and you're not getting out of it. And so I can like get myself on a good schedule, and if I'm on a good schedule, it's fine. Like I was for a while there, intermittent fasting. I wouldn't eat till 12. And then I could eat until 8 p.m. And I could make it to 12, but if I pushed it past that, I would be miserable. My blood sugar would like drop. Yeah. I would just, because you're exercising, you're using, your body's like trying to repair all the damage you're doing to it. Essentially, you're damaging these muscles. It's trying to repair them. Yeah. And it needs energy to do that. And you have not eaten in 16 hours. So, but I've had success with fasting in the past when I was just doing dieting stuff. I don't think I could do it now. I've thought about it, but I just think I think it feels sick.
Yeah. I guess if you're working out, it's different. Yeah. But me, I'm just sitting at a desk I wake up at 10. Mm-hmm. I can have some coffee or something, and I just sit there till 6, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And it helps that I'm not around anybody. If I was around someone, I would need to eat, because then the hanger would come.
Yeah. the hanger, but also I do worse when I'm around people. Just in general. Steph, it's not a problem. My wife, it's not a problem. But like even just you come to town, I'm eating out way more than I should be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's
because I have to go to my spots.
Yeah, you gotta hit your spots. I
gotta hit my spots.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you go hit the spots alone. I'm a gracious host. I don't want you to be alone in those times, you know. But anytime I'm around anyone, I tend to eat more.
Yeah.
I only really do well when I'm in my normal schedule, just me and Steph. Then I can really hit it hard.
Same whenever I'm dating somebody.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, we're sort of dating, but not quite like that. But whenever I'm dating somebody, it's like I'm alone. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spend all day doing nothing. I'm gonna eat a little something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do some comedy. I'm gonna come back, maybe eat a little something more, and go to bed. And if I'm with somebody, I'm like, well, I'm with somebody. I want to go. Let's go out and get food.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like science. Like you eat more. You eat more when you're with somebody, just because of the social aspect of it, and because you want to eat some good shit when you're with somebody, so you eat more. It's like it's just normal. That's what I do too. And it's like if I'm alone, that's the time when I'm like you know, I got that Huel stuff.
Yeah,
that Huel human
sponsored.
This
is an ad.
It's not an ad. And you know, just hey Huel, if you want me to say good things, I'll say good things. Right now, it's okay. I have
Y'all got to do better.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it again.
He's easy to buy.
Anything, literally anything.
Pretty easy.
It's real easy. What, you got $1?
Got some euros still.
You got some euros?
You want some euros?
No. Well, I mean, I can give him trade him with my brother whenever he comes. But yeah, I'll just like, I'll be like, fuck, I'll just drink a Huel tonight. That's like 200 calories. Yeah. And just call that a night. Yep. But if I'm with somebody, I'm like, well, you want to get some brownies and a cigarette and then eat some of this, and you got cookies too. I love cookies. Even when sweets from a sweet, and then we just do that.
Yeah. Even when Steph's gone, sometimes I'm like less likely to eat out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I don't want to go alone. I don't want to go pick up food on my own. I'll just eat whatever I got. I'll just go find something to eat.
Do you ever think about what sort of changes you're going to make with your kids with stuff like this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like different from like how my parents raised me, basically. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. They're gonna. I mean, you hope you do a better job. I think I'll learn from mistakes that were made in my past and do better, but I'm sure there'll be a whole new slew of different mistakes I'm making.
Yeah.
So
whether it's food or otherwise.
Yeah. Hopefully I do better with food, because it definitely runs in my family. It's not just some coincidence, you know. And even now I'm like, yeah, genetically we're prone to this, because I work out 5 days a week and I work out like a motherfucker, and I watch my food at least reasonably well most of the time. And dog, it's just hard. Yeah. It's the hardest thing of all time. Yeah. To actually lose any weight. I've got a good chunk of muscle, and it's still my resting metabolic rate, or whatever the fuck they call it, is trash.
How do you get that up?
Build muscle.
Or down.
You really can't do much other than build muscle. That's the only thing that naturally raises it.
Seems ridiculous, though.
Yeah. It's because it's resting metabolic rate. It's what you burn when you're doing literally nothing. If I sat right here for 24 hours, how many calories would I burn being alive?
Right.
That's what it is. The more muscle you have, the higher that number is. And I've built a lot of muscle, and it doesn't really matter, because I still have to be really, really, really good. So I'm going to hopefully be better with my kids about not going down this path of like instilling bad habits in them. I mean, also we were poor, so it was like finish your plate type stuff. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff goes into this. A whole bunch of stuff.
Like what?
Well, like you're poor and you're told to finish your plate.
It's just all of that poor and probably lower quality food, I guess?
Lower quality food. And when there is...
Where'd your parents come from? What sort of cuisine did they each bring to the table?
None really. They both for a while my mom was cooking. She was just kind of figuring it out, and then my dad took over cooking, and he learned it from his dad, but it wasn't like a style of cuisine.
Well,
I
just mean, like, I don't know. Like if me and my girl now, if we had kids, I would bring pizza and she would bring fucking fucking whatever the fuck she eats. She'd bring like nuts and berries and shit.
I mean, I don't know what
I mean. Like
cook.
It would be like if I'm around, I'm like, yo, I don't fuck. We gonna get we gonna get some good. We gonna go to Gumby's. We gonna get some pizza rolls. If it's just with her, it's like I don't know. She wants to go to fucking some with rice and I don't know what she eats. Like pasta with a little bit of butter, like
classy,
something like that.
Very classy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Trader Joe's pasta is like really good.
We don't have one, so
I know, but I'm just saying.
It's just like the noodles.
No, like they have like raviolis, it's like stuff. It's like all different kinds.
I was like, it's just a noodle.
And I might have to bring some for y'all.
Okay. You're not gonna do it.
Never coming over here again.
You're not never coming over here again. I'm gonna probably see you in like.
Wait, no, you're about to be in Austin. You go to Austin and pick some up.
Yeah, but I don't have time to go shopping. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see. I don't just go grocery shopping while I'm visiting Austin.
It's worth it for these motherfucking raviolis, son.
All right.
I was thinking about you having kids because you were talking about it the other day, and I was shocked that it was like, oh, I thought it was just Stephanie being like, fantasizing about it. And you were like, and I was like, so you gonna do it? And you're like, no, maybe. I was like, what?
I know, isn't that a weird shift?
And I was like scared. I'm in this transition period right now where I'm like moving to New York and leaving this, and it's a big deal and for comedy career reasons.
Yeah.
And then hearing that too was kind of like, wait, what? You having kids? And I'm just imagining like, what's it gonna be like coming over here with kids?
Yeah.
It's like we can't just play games. We can't just. I know what it's like having a kid around. Like, depending on, it's like especially y'all's first kids. Like y'all gonna be all about the kid, and it's like I don't want me and you hanging out and then Goop's over there, Steph's over there doing whatever. Like I want like. I still want it to be the gang.
The trio.
I want it to be the trio, but then there'd be this other motherfucker just messing up the vibes.
That bitch.
And like, I'm like, damn, that's scary. Change in future, scary.
It's a big change.
What would it be like? What's it gonna be like? What are we gonna be?
What are we gonna be? I think it'll be mostly the same, but I think what it'll be is you'll come over here less frequently, unfortunately, but you're going to be living in New York, so.
Well, there's that. I guess that's my fault. I'm like that stupid kid's getting in the. Oh, it's because I'm gone.
Yeah,
okay. Well, then maybe that's my fault.
It's your fault.
Okay, that was on me.
So it'll be less frequently, but when you're here, I bet it'll be mostly the same. I mean, maybe like the first 6 months to a year, it'll be a little different. But then there'll be a little toddler walking around and they'll be like, all right, go to bed, and I'll put them in bed, and we'll play with the kid when they're around, and that'll be fun. We'll enjoy it. We both like hanging out with kids, and then we'll put them to bed and be normal.
Yeah.
I bet it's not going to be that different.
I don't know.
The big thing is going to be like trips and stuff. It's going to be harder to do shit like that.
Yeah. Trips. We should do a trip.
Oh, we should do a trip. It's been a real long time.
It's been a long time, man. We that's where it started,
Yeah, that's really when we were friends.
Psychedelic trips.
Yeah. We were friends before that, but then we tripped and we were like, ooh, this is a bonding experience.
Yeah, for real.
And it didn't take long after that for us to be like, oh, we're best friends. Are we best friends right now?
I don't remember ever having even a moment or a conversation.
No, we didn't. But I was like, but I don't know. It felt like like a little while after that, we did the trip. We had a bonding experience. We kept hanging out, and then like that summer, I moved out of that place with my roommates and stuff, and you kept coming over to Steph's apartment where I was living.
Yeah,
and we just hung out way more, and it was the three of us.
Yeah,
and we were just vibing, And it was sometime around there. I was like, yeah, I think Tyler's my best friend.
It's funny. I mean, I remember that time. I don't remember it particularly special.
No, it wasn't. It was just we were hanging out.
Like specifically the time where you're staying at Steph's place.
Yeah.
I remember that, but I'm like, that was such a blip. It was so small. I mean, I just remember I still remember the first time we were at my apartment. And you, I think it's when you had your puff of a cigarette for the
so
one and only time.
Yeah.
And you came inside and I was reading The Power of Now at the time.
Yep.
Or I think I probably already read it. And we just started talking about spirituality and God and life and the meaning of life and all of this stuff. And we were after our parties. We were probably half drinking, and we just stayed up all night till the sun came up.
Yeah, literally.
Talking.
Yep.
And that was like, wow, that was crazy. And then, just every time I saw you after that, I was like, yo, hey, what's up? And it was right back. Like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
And then I remember whenever we did like a T camp, which was transfer camp, which was like fish camp in college, but for transfers coming in, not as a freshman. And just every morning when we did it was 2 mornings, but like every morning we
met up for a little morning coffee.
For a little morning coffee. Yeah. And it was just easy. It was just like, And then after camp ended, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to remain friends? But we
immediately started going to parties together.
Because there was all the,
after camp parties.
Fucking College Station was so lame.
Yeah.
Like it was like everyone was following the rules all the time. So then once the official organization ended, the rules were done, and you could finally drink and party together. So then there was lots of parties, and we would go to those, and then suddenly, like, I would just there were just people at your house, so I would just like, can I come over? And I just would, and then it became normal for me to come over, and then the shrooms happen. I take all of those things as like, oh, that's the shit that's like, oh, this is a thing.
I think that the night that we stayed up till the sun came up, that was like the big moment. But that just because you can vibe really well with someone doesn't mean that you're gonna end up like being like really long-term friends with them. It was all the like consistently hanging out afterwards stuff that was like, because especially like I always had people over at my houses, and for you to come over when there was also like 8 other people there, it's like, yeah, Tyler's here to hang out. But then when we're at Steph's place, it's just me, you, and Steph.
Right. It's just...
That's when it's like, okay. We're vibing just us. Like, we really do get along that well.
Dude, it used to be whenever you were at Lazy Lane that I was thinking about this earlier, because we would hang out like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And I would text you or call you and be like, hey, man, can you hang out? And you're like, yeah, I'm just hanging out at the house, come through. And I was already parked outside. Yeah. And I would just walk. It's like college. Everyone's front door was on. I would walk in and be like, what's up? And it would be you, and it'd be Stephanie. It'd be you at your desk. It'd be Stephanie in bed. Me and Stephanie would lay in bed. And you would be at your desk. And that was just the setup.
Yeah, for like a whole year.
For the whole year.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, you're like, hey, by the way, I actually hate other people in my bed, but it's too late now. It's too late now. I've gotten used to it, but I figured you should know. Just take your shoes off, man, or something. I'm like, what do you mean take my shoes off?
Like, you did do that shit. You love to do that.
I didn't know.
No, after I would tell you, you'd be oh, you hate shoes.
I mean, but it was so over the top.
Yeah.
It was so like,
yeah.
I remember one time my feet were like near your basket of clean laundry, and you were like, hey man, can you do you mind?
All right.
It's like, put this, it's like a hostage. Like, put the shoe down.
Because you like to test it. You love to test it. You love to be like, oh, let's see, can I piss Hank off? He's pretty laid back. Can I piss him off?
Yeah, I'm a little brother, dude.
Yeah, dude, and we still do that shit sometimes. We'll be playing Smash Bros. And you'll beat me like 4 times in a row. I'll beat you once. I'll be like, you gonna win one, bitch? You ever gonna win one? You suck at this game. You suck ass.
It's so funny. And I'll be like, oh yeah, wait, no, I just won all of these. What are you talking about? Man, us playing Smash is so fun. We just regress to fucking children.
Like 11-year-olds. It's fun.
It's so good. And that's why you can't have a kid, man, because it's gonna.
But then they'll be 11 We'll just do it with them. Then we'll just be roasting them. Have you ever played Smash Bros. Ultimate? They're like,
also, I make all these pussy jokes and talk about sex. I can't talk about sex from a baby.
You can't in front of a baby.
Maybe
they don't know anything.
But you think Goop would let me?
In front of a baby?
She's gonna be a mother.
When the kid's like a year and a half, then we'll have to tone down the pussy stuff, but a little bit.
But at 1 year old, I'm like, I'm eating, slurping.
1 year, 5 months, 30 days. Pussy. Next day. No. Sorry.
We were kissing.
Yeah. The stork came.
Yeah. Well, when do we start this?
I have no idea.
Probably not. This doesn't really keep time. We can wrap up.
Okay.
You guys anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Anything you've always wanted to ask me that would be good content for the internet?
Oh, damn, I should have thought of that. Something to ask you. What are you gonna do when you're famous? Like, how do you imagine yourself when you're famous? Like life, just general life. Not like, oh, I'm gonna have a Netflix special. I'm gonna go do Madison Square Garden. No, like life.
I would hope that I could go places. Like Chappelle's really doing some great shit because he'll just go somewhere and be like, oh, I'll just do a show there and that'll pay for it and then it's all good. And like that sounds so appealing to me.
Yeah.
Like for me to just come wherever you are and be like, oh, I'm gonna book a show, do a show real quick, and then we can hang out and just boom. And just go over here, boom. Go over here, do that, boom. And I'll have like projects and shit. But when the projects aren't going on, just like I'll just go do stand up in a place. But that's Chappelle. That's it's a
high bar.
It's a very high bar. Literally, who could do that? Very few people could do that in the world.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me, let's aim high.
That's the dream.
Let's aim high. Yeah, I think the dream is just to be able to have that sort of freedom, to just make a lot of money wherever you go doing comedy, and then just exist.
Yeah.
I think that's the most appealing part of it for me. I mean, Louis was talking about on these. He's been doing a run of podcasts, and he was talking about like at one point, I could perform in any building in the world.
Yeah.
What do you do with that?
Cool.
Anywhere in the world. He's like, I could go to Ireland, I could go to China, I could go anywhere, and people would show up.
That's wild. China? That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know China. I mean, definitely, he definitely meant the West.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if he's like, hey, you doing Zimbabwe? That's kind of tough, but but like that's that sort of freedom that you get. That's really the thing that I want. I also do fantasize about like being how I would handle it.
Yeah.
And like, someone being like, oh my God, it's Tyler, and being like, hey, I'm just like you.
You would do that. You would do that.
Just being like, hey, it's not a big deal, man.
But you would do it like that. Hey. You wouldn't do it like actually down to earth.
Here's the thing is like, it's funny, like you asking me that now is cute because I get like 3 listeners, but then it's gonna shift where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I'm just like you, and then eventually it's like, yeah, that's just actually not funny anymore because you know what I mean, because like now you just seem like a fucking piece of shit, you know what I mean? Like it's such a it must be such a weird thing to navigate, being like very famous and successful and growing in that way, because some people just kind of pop,
right?
But like I feel like most famous people pop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I feel like that's harder.
I think it is.
Because you're now, like, right now you're just Tyler, and then tomorrow you're like, everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
That would be awful. You wouldn't be able to handle that, I feel like. Most people. I feel like human nature would not be able to handle that major shift.
I couldn't even, like, walk in Gumby's and get some pizza rolls because, like, everyone's like,
that sounds terrible.
That'd be the worst.
That sounds terrible. But like growing it slowly, that doesn't sound too bad. You know, first it's like, oh, once in a first it's you never get anybody saying anything. Then you get a couple of people in a big crowd might notice you. It just kind of builds over time, and you kind of get more used to it. I feel like that's way easier.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like I think I was telling you the other day, my girl Brittany, she was nervous about like, man, what's it gonna be like when you're like 40 and famous? Can I handle that? And it's like, that's so famous.
Yeah.
That's so famous.
Yeah.
Like Chappelle, I think he could get a cup of coffee. He could, you know, he's not like, it's not like Michael Jackson famous. It's not like, it's like he can still like go home and just chill.
Yeah.
Or he can walk in somewhere and get some, it's going to be like, oh my God, there he is. But it's like, it's not like a mob or
it's
anything.
not going to change. It's not going to change your life partner's life.
No.
You know, other than the money. The money will change it. But but she's not going to walk, she's not going to walk into a restaurant with you and just be mobbed. It's not like you're Chris Hemsworth or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's for a comic to get that famous is so rare and impossible. Kevin Hart's the only person that could potentially be
the only living person.
Yeah, the only living comedian that could be like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like stand-up comic. I
feel like it's like him. It was George Carlin probably.
I don't even know. I think he was a little counterculture. I don't know if he was really. I mean, he was
counterculture, but everybody knew him
obviously. But it's like
maybe Steve Martin.
Steve Martin was he was movie star.
He was a movie star too. That helps.
Eddie Murphy. I feel like Eddie Murphy.
But everybody ends up being a movie star, so it's like almost not fair. Kevin Hart's a movie star too.
Yeah, but that's why I'm including Steve Martin. It's like he was a comic, but also movie star. Yeah, that's what gets him to that level of fame where people fucking clamor.
Okay,
where you have to have people around you because otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
Most comics, even the best, even Carlin's, maybe even Pryor, like they had people around, but it wasn't like that, you know. So like, I would love to get to I'm never gonna get to that point. So
you could get to that point. You never know.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be humble. I'm never gonna get to that.
I've never been good at being humble.
I'm never gonna get to that fight. That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna do
right
it.
now, it's okay. Oh, it's kind of cute, and then it's like, Tyler, you gotta figure out how to be humble because this is not a good look anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do need to figure that out. It's not a good look. It's so funny.
It is funny.
It's so funny.
It's very funny.
It's so funny to not be humble.
And you're just asking for someone to call you on it. It's almost like that's what you actually want, is to be the fake humble so that somebody calls you on
well,
it. You want the reaction.
Absolutely.
You want the reaction.
Absolutely, that's what I want. Yeah. I want to be like, hey, I'm just one of you. And it's like, well, you shut the fuck up. Because then it's actually the same.
Yeah.
Then it's actually like we're just friends hanging out. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap.
You got anything to plug?
I have nothing to plug.
Any websites?
You can find me here in this home, probably in this room.
179 Navarro Lane.
Damn, that's it. You found me. You doxed me.
I don't remember your current address. I remember your old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking. We probably met in 2012.
Yeah.
That was 2022.
Been 10 years, man.
10 years.
10 good years.
Great years.
We didn't do our anniversary. We should have. It actually would have been cute.
We should look up. Well, it's all three of us.
It was all three of us. Yeah.
We should go back through emails or something and find the date. Because it was.
I think it was 2013.
It must have been 13 because it must have been. It was the winter.
Yeah,
time.
spring semester.
So it's coming up. It's coming
10-year anniversary. Oh, wait, we're going on a trip.
We're trying to go. Yeah,
it'll be very romantic.
We should look it up. The three of us, because the three of us met all at the same time. Me, him, and his wife. And yeah, it's been almost 10 years.
This is a good time for us to be coincidentally planning a trip.
Yeah,
we're turning 30.
Yeah,
and it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And we're both making these transitions. You're like gearing up for childhood, and
you're gearing up for comedy.
Yeah, for
move
for getting a modest level of fame. So funny. Anyway, love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. How was your first podcast?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helped. I was in my house. And with my best friend.
Yeah.
It's not too hard.
Yeah. I felt you tight at first.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever held a mic. Never even done this before.
You've held a mic before. This is a long time to hold a mic.
I should probably hold a mic.
buy something, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. You'd have to have something to attach it to.
Yeah, I mean, if
attach it to a bed, like
yeah,
have a mic stand.
In this space, it wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But all right.
Yeah.
Thanks, homie.
Thank you.
You trying to drink more?
Yeah.
It's early. It's early. Can we do? It's too late for
shit.
It's too late for hookah. But is it too late for hookah? We can do it at the kitchen table.
We can't do it inside. She'll kill me.
We can't do it inside at all.
You burned 2 carpets. You burned 2 carpets.
At the kitchen.
You'll burn the table down.
Do y'all like that table?
Yeah. It's a good table. Solid oak.
You want to try to do? Is it too late to hookah?
To hookah?
Yeah.
We could go out. What? It's only 79 out. We can do it outside.
Let's go.
All right,
cool. We gonna hookah, y'all.
See ya, y'all.